Welcome back to Alphablocked. Our new money-making method begins. Now, it's going to take multiple rounds before this is actually viable. And you might have an idea of why that will be. Previously, we've been doing things such as unlocking the Infinity Boots and the Trident. There's only so many places where a Trident is useful, especially with these stats. And it will all be revealed right now as we purchase one of the items that we were looking to obtain in this money-making method. Aram's Hood for 50,000 coins. Now, we can't use this since we don't have 70 defense. So, that's happened. But I've got an idea of how we can get our defense up even faster than ever before. With our next unlock, spelling, the Black Mask. With our next unlock, the Black Mask. 678,000 coins. But this is very useful. Slayer, 15% accuracy and damage. If we compare that to our full Void set, instead of getting 15% accuracy and damage, we only get the set bonus of 10% accuracy and damage. So, right off the bat, that's an extra 5% bonus to our melee Slayer. Now, our setup is going to look wonky. Just very wonky setup. We don't have any other plate bodies besides, I guess, Zerishians and Yakhide. But those are definitely worse than Void. We do have Rune Plate Legs, which are better. And we've got our Zarat Cloak. As far as gloves are concerned, we've got leather gloves, which are worse. So, I guess this is our Slayer outfit. What it lacks in consistency, it gains in magic defense, I guess. Not that that's the best choice against everything. But this is what we're working with. Can't get defenders yet. This is fascinating gear we have. But we're going to use this to go train some Slayer. And specifically defense. But just on controlled, because that's fine. We have a Troll's Slayer task, over on Mount Quidamortem. So we're going to head there and get slain. This is not the tankiest setup for this Trolls task. But the bank's pretty close by, so that works out. 20th Slayer task gives us 90 points. That's a pretty solid amount of points we got now. Could possibly look into purchasing something with that. Or we might just save up for Slayer Helm and all that. Either way, we got our next item that we're unlocking here. It's coal. Starts with a C and everything. So that's pretty neat. Now we can continue on. Still at Vanaka, I'm feeling. We did get 84 combat, but Neve is still 85, so let's see what lower level tasks we can grab until we finally get there. A nice, quick Calphite task over here in the Slayer-only Calphite lair. Four more Slayer points. Still going to Vanaka. If you notice my cash stack is a bit higher, that's because I alked just so many yew longbows between last clip and now. So that's back up over 2 million again. Also, I purchased a bunch of Amulets of Glory. So I can come back here to Edgeville more quickly. Seems like a reasonable idea, since we're still going to Vanaka. Combat 84. It's only going to take a few more levels here to get to 85. So that's good. The Slayer train continues. There's an even shorter Slayer task. A whopping 12 cave bugs for 4 Slayer points and 2 grimy Ranars. Can't complain about that. Can't complain about that. A bit more eventful task here. It's Earth Warriors. Somebody tried to teleblock me, but I left. The same instant. Banked my coins, of course, because hanging out in the wilderness with your cash stack is a poor decision. Overall, it was a task. We got level 71 attack, but we're still level 84 combat, so I'm going to get another task. My armor is still really not great, so Hellhounds, with their whole being level 122, pack a bit of a punch. Also, these pickaxes are aggressive on me, so I had to bank multiple times for additional salmon. But the bank's not far away, so not a huge deal. Had an interesting trip over here to this Crawling Hands task. I used that shortcut next to the temple, and that completed a hard task in the achievement diary. Also, this is my first time ever coming to the Slayer Tower. So that's fun. We have fun here. Killing Crawling Hands. Task number 25. Another Hellhounds task. What they lack in any drops whatsoever, they make up for with their having lots of hit points. So, more experience, making progress towards the levels. One level we did get was 50 Slayer. So now we can do Bloodveld's tasks. It's a pretty good task. I wouldn't mind that. Some pretty solid experience here at this Ogre's task. 98 of them. Not bad. Not too strong. Good amount of hit points. Exactly what I'm looking for in a Slayer task. My next task is Fire Giants. And I feel like this could be a decent opportunity to get some ranged levels. We only have 1,400 iron knives here. I'm not sure if that's enough for the 100-ish Fire Giants. I mean, probably. It's only 14 knives each. But I feel like doing a little bit of smithing right now. So I'm going to get myself some iron bars. And make some more knives. Well, at least the smithing XP still useful. Got 4 smithing levels. So that's pretty good. Unfortunately, I can't use the black mask when ranging. So we're going with void range. That should work fine. Well, that definitely wasn't the fastest ranging experience. But we got to level 49. 1 level off of where I want to get to. And I can get that whenever. Might even get it on our next task. That's possible. And we finish off this round of tasks from Vanaka at Pyrofiends. Went with Void Knight Robe Bottoms, Zamorak Cape, and the Mirror Shield to maximize my magic defense. Because that's what they hit you with. Magic. Well, technically it's melee, but it rolls on your magic defense, so that's the thing that happens quite a bit in Slayer. So, task number 30, heading back to Konar. Okay, Konar. I need something good here for task number 30. Calphite in the task-only Calphite Cave. Well, that's easy. That's actually just incredibly easy. I can do that, no problem. Don't need anything special. I can fight level 28s. This is going to be some of the easiest Slayer points you could possibly get. Some of the easiest 90 Slayer points you could ever get. Task number 30, complete. Still combat 84. So I'm going back to Vanaka. Shouldn't be too much longer, though. Should not be too much longer. This Ice Giants task contained a pretty good reward. 71 hit points. Got 85 combat. And that means it's time to go have a chat with Neve. With my Slayer level and very small amount of quest completion, there is a very small list of potential tasks here. So let's see what we get for our first task from Neve. Greater Demons. Yeah, I can do that. That should be doable. Going to be working with melee here, I believe. That'd probably be better. Need to get range to 50 at some point here, but melee is definitely the main focus right now. So let's bring our salmon to a greater demon task. A very nice first task from Neve. Nice big number of easily killable monsters. Good experience. Much more Slayer points than Vinaka. Overall, pretty solid. Okay. Black demons. Those are significantly stronger and therefore worse experience. Also, terrible drops. So I think we've got the Slayer points. I just... Oh. Well, never mind then. 50 quest points to use the first block slot. Typically, when I get to the point where I want to block a Slayer task, I have quest points. That is not the case here. Huh. Okay. I guess we're doing a Black Demons task. Or we could cancel it. But there's only a few tasks from Neve that we can even do. So I'd have to cancel it so often. So I'll just go see if I can do a Black Demons task effectively. Unfortunate. I decided to go with magic for this Black Demons task. Did it take a very long time? Yes. Did I get to avoid prayer flicking? Yes. If I get this task again, I am making other arrangements. Did get 80 magic though, so there's that. Greater demons is a much more viable task with this gear setup and melee. So that's good. Task 34. Got a whole pile of Slayer points. So that's nice. I originally tried fighting the mutated Bloodvelds in the Catacombs of Korend, but that was not working out. Would have needed to use prayer. They were hitting quite a lot. So I just came here to the regular Bloodvelds to finish the task. It was a lot of them. And they are pretty solid experience. Would not mind more of these. I just prayer flicked an entire Black Demons task for probably the weirdest reason ever. That reason? Narrative flow. I could have gone on and unlocked a whole bunch of things to do this with ranged, but we're so close to being done with defense. So I think I'll just get that finished. 36th task, 12 more points. Lots of Slayer points available. And here we are. I switched to just defense XP to get this done. 70 defense. A very big level. Super important. And that is 70 plus in all the melee skills. And 80 magic, which is pretty good. Got up to 58 Slayer in this process. And we're going to kill this Hellhound. Not leave it on low hit points. That's just polite. Any day now. Yeah. Oh, there we go. More Slayer XP. That 70 defense means that we now can wear our fancy hat. I guess let's compare the stats of the Zrishian hat, 3-3, and the Aram's hood, 6-6. It's got some stats. It's got some defense. Not that that's really what you use Aram's for, melee defense, but still better. And with 70 defense out of the way, it's time to get unlocking. The first unlock here, making a good use of our new 70 defense, we're going to get a Darok's Helm. This has significantly more stats than our previous best in slot helmet, Void. With a whopping, I guess Aram's hood has better melee defense than Void helmets. And equal magic, just worse for range. So, technically, before we purchased this Darok's Helm, the Aram's hood was our melee tank helmet. Not that we would use it for that, really? But yeah, Darok's helmet's better, though. Look at that. Darok's helmet's actually the worst helmet, but that's going to be solved later. It's got a big spike on the top, though, so I'm going to count that as a win. And now, a useful item, which may or may not be tradable in the Grand Exchange. Enchanted, nope. What is it with some of these Slayer items not being tradable on the Grand Exchange? Is it really necessary to have enchanted dems and ice coolers and fishing explosives not tradable? Very strange. I'm not going to worry about it, though. I'm just going to grab a stamina potion and a graceful. This is an outfit that makes sense. And run over to Vinaka. Or I guess Neve's closer. We can go to Neve. Okay. Neve. I require an enchanted gem. Now, we have the technology to check our task without using plugins or whatever. And also, we can't go back through this tree, so we're going to Varrock. Also, this is required to make the Slayer helm, so that's necessary. Very useful to have that. For future Slayer endeavors. Moving on. Our last two items that started with F were the fishing rod and the fishing explosive. So we're going to just keep on going there, getting some fishing bait. It's useful. Dark's Helm, enchanted gem, fishing bait. That is necessary for a few things. We can, well, we can't actually fish anything with the bait since we don't have any of the things that you would fish with it unlocked. So as much as we do have a fishing rod and the bait for it, we can't actually use that for fishing. Not that we'd really want to, since we have fly fishing, which is better. But still. Next up, an actual good Barrows item. Guthan's plate body. Our money is dwindling quickly, but it's totally worth it. If we compare this to our previous best in slot top, the Void Knight top, this one had 45 defense across the board. Guthan's plate body, 120, 100, 132. It's worse for magic, clearly, and significantly worse when doing magic or ranged. But my goodness, that is some hefty melee defense. That could come in very handy. So as of right now, our tanky melee setup is looking something like this. And we need our whip. The Void Knight gloves are definitely one of the weaker parts of this whole system. But this is an improvement. Just massive, massive improvement. So we're going to go take our tanky setup and go do something ridiculous. Okay. The gang is all here at Barbarian Assault. Because that is what I'm going to be working towards unlocking, starting with the letter H. There's quite a few things that need to be unlocked for this, and it's going to be a whole process, but it's going to happen. Slowly. Very slowly. So, let's introduce the team. We have Weight 92, the regular account that doesn't really do anything on this game. Colossal Hat, my quote-unquote main for old school. Currently doing Vorkath. Alphablocked, this whole mess, and the reason this is happening. Look at my port. Iron Man, currently fighting Sarachnis. And Iron Man. An ultimate Iron Man that had runes in his inventory, so he had to go and get rid of those. Here we go. This is gonna be silly, is what this is gonna be. It's not every day you have the opportunity to play Barbarian Assault by yourself. I need to reset wave on this account. In. And this one's also. I don't leave games of Barbarian Assault, so presumably that means my team left me on waves 8 and 10, and I never came back to Barbarian Assault on those accounts. Oy vey. Alright, how are we gonna do this? Take the scroll. Yes. I will write my name in here as the healer. Now I use the scroll on everybody else, and it doesn't matter what role they do. Because we're not actually doing Barbarian Assault. Okay, he's got... Except aid is off. There we go. I don't know why except aid is still a requirement for Barbarian Assault. I mean, I think it's just because the whole thing is a giant mess. Code-wise. It also has aid off. Okay. I can fix that. You can be another attacker. Alright, there we go. The team is ready. Upon coming in here, we are given the Healer Horn. And we get to complete a medium task in the Kandarin area. So that's fun. Our H item for today is the Healer Horn. And that is one of the items for the healer class. Oh, here come the runners. Yep. We're not actually going to be doing this, so. Runners, you have fun. I'm getting out of here. Do I want to leave? Yes. It's going to be a process, and it's going to be an absolute nightmare. But I'm going to play Barbarian Assault by myself. At least for the starting stages here. Getting the things unlocked on this account would be incredibly annoying for people actually trying to play the game. The next item to unlock is starting as a healer, going in there, pulling the lever to unlock the healer vial and the 3 whatevers, and then immediately leaving the game again. Because technically you'd only unlock 1 item, so. This is the thing that's happening. It's going to be a nightmare, and it's hilarious. Should have made the team on a different account, because now we have unlocked Scroll. That's an item we did not need to unlock. We can bank this. You can take the scroll from making a Barbarian Assault team out of Barbarian Assault and put it in your bank. Okay. That's unfortunate. That is going to slow down everything that starts with S by another round. Should have been more careful with that. You don't really think of that as an item. Oh well. Another thing that you don't think of as an item in Barbarian Assault is the little logo things. Previously, when they were a cape item that was actually put on your character, I would have counted that as an item in the game. So I would have had to unlock all the logos too. But now it goes into the jaw slot. So it's actually a part of your beard on the floor around you. And it's a whole thing. So that doesn't count as an item, since you can't even see it being an item. But whatever. So once we get to S, we'll officially unlock Scroll. But right now, we are on I. So I'm going to get myself some insulated boots. Just kind of going down the list of Slayer things. And these are actually useful in the distant distant future. So there you go. Let's see how these compare to all my other boots. Those bots are set up by scammers to blackmail people. Yellow boots, not so much stats. Infinity, just magic. Dragon, negative range and magic stats. Insulated has a slightly different spread of +1 defenses. Technically it has more, but no crush defense. Very similar to the yellow boots overall. Vying for my best ranged boots, I guess. It's something. Next up, starting with J, more things that we really don't need. Originally, I was going to actually make this myself, but apparently I don't have a chisel yet, so can't happen. So instead, we're going to go to the Grand Exchange and get ourselves one whole jade bolt tip. Super useful. I can't think of any situation where I would not want a jade bolt tip. That's just what success looks like right there. There's going to be a lot of jade things while we work through the list of things that start with J that we can even unlock. So it's going to be a whole thing. Starting with K, we are past the point where we need to unlock random things that start with K. And on to Barrows. We're going to get ourselves a Carol's Coif. A pretty solid piece of ranged armor that we cannot wield because our ranged is not 70. It is 49. But we are not to the point yet to train ranged. So that's just going to sit here for just a smidge. Our next item will be useful in Slayer, since on this process we have unlocked Turoths. And if we want to fight a Turoth, we need something potentially of the leaf-bladed variety. Again, you can't buy the spears on the GE. Pretty sure those are tradable though. Very, very strange things with the Grand Exchange. We're gonna get ourselves the leaf-bladed battle axe. Very solid choice for fighting Turoths, fighting Kurasks, doing crush damage. And it just looks nice to boot. So that'll solve any potential Turoth tasks we get here. So that's good. And now, what I've been waiting for. The answer to ranged weapons. We've been using iron knives this whole time. It's time to get an upgrade. We're gonna get ourselves the magic shortbow. Super cheap and super effective. Again, we can't wield this. Our range is 49. But there's no rush to get that unlocked quite yet. What with the whole, we have no arrows, so as good as this bow is, not particularly useful without arrows. So before we work on range, we should probably get that. And to get arrows, we need to continue working through here, unlocking stuff. Starting with N, we're just going to get a noose wand. Maybe hunt some stuff later. Might be a diary requirement, I don't know. Starts with an N, and that's what matters. Noose wand. And now, time to do a little questing. One lever puzzle later, we can pick ourselves up the oil can. And with that, we have everything to finish Ernest the Chicken. So we will just pop on up to the top and turn this in. The rewards for this quest are, at the same time, not great and exactly what I need. Give them to Professor Odenstein. And Ernest, no longer a chicken. 4 quest points, 300 coins. And those 4 quest points gets us to the point where we can start Dragon Slayer. Now, completing Dragon Slayer does kinda unlock all the dragons tasks, but also we get some dragons. It also unlocks multiple different, I think finishing it unlocks of it. Either way, we're doing Dragon Slayer. Well, starting it. This will unlock a few things. It'll be very helpful for us. Next step of the Dragon Slayer quest. Come over here, talk to Oziach. And that should be about where we need to stop. Once we talk to Oziach, the next step is to go back to the Guildmaster, and he will give me a maze key. And surprisingly, maze key does not start with the letter P, so we're gonna have to wait for that. But we have the opportunity to progress Dragon Slayer. But first, a completely different item from a completely different quest. For the Mountain Daughter quest, we're going to take ourselves pole. It's just a long stick, really. Eventually, we will use this to hop across here. But we need to get some mud on this tree first, so we can't go there quite yet. But we do have a pole. So, I mean, we're doing pretty good. That time of the episode, where we talk about Q. Can't do it. Nothing. No Qs. Someday we will unlock another thing that starts with Q. Today is not that day. Today is, however, the day to unlock rune arrows. Super cheap, because of reasons. So we're going to use these to do some ranging. Now, we do not, and will not for a long time, have an accumulator. So these rune arrows are going to go all over the floor. Well, that's just something we have to accept. Then we forgot to put the oil can in here. That's okay. N-O... crud. Yeah, I had some rune arrows from earlier. Those are illegal rune arrows. Goodbye. These are the real arrows. So oil can we missed, pole, rune arrows, and I guess that means we can unlock the scroll. So we're now officially allowed back into Barbarian Assault. So that's good. Not that I'm going back to Barbarian Assault right now, but still. One problem with this is that we are still 49 ranged, so can't wield this yet. But what we can do is take out our range setup. What do I go with? Yellow, Infinity, or Insulated? Go with Infinity. None of them will make a big difference to our ranging adventure. What are you gonna do? We'll take a mirror shield with the knives to start. Glory would help. And we're going with Void range because we are not yet at the point where we have the quests completed to imbue our Black Mask. That's probably something I want to look into getting done sooner rather than later. Because that would help quite a bit with ranging. I mean, not that I have any dehides or anything to use with ranging. What's the thought that counts? So I'm going to be taking my iron knives, getting level 50, back on our Slayer task. The age of the iron knife is at an end. 50 ranged. Magic bows, hunter's crossbows, blue d'hide. Upgrading from 15 accuracy and 4 strength to 79 accuracy and 49 strength. Put this bad boy on rapid. And let's see how much better the magic shortbow is. It's gonna be great. The magic shortbow with rune arrows is significantly better than iron knives. We got 4 entire range levels here, finishing up this Hellhound's task. Up to level 54. Overall, working quite well. Mutated Bloodvelds, safe spotting them with ranged, positively delightful. 2 full inventories worth of a whole bunch of various things that I don't get to keep, including just so many blood runes. The experience was very good. They're much less tanky than Hellhounds. Good task. Good task. Well, I've done it now. By starting Dragon Slayer, we now have access to Dragon's tasks. I make things more difficult for myself than I need to. That is the running theme of this. Iron Dragons. Bring it. And by bring it, I of course mean bring it many rounds from now when I have an anti-dragon shield. Currently, with no anti-fires or the shield, and solely protect from magic, Metallic Dragon Dragonfire still hits very, very high. We could try some giant mess to kill Iron Dragons without protection. That's not a great plan. So instead of doing that, I'm gonna get a helmet. A Torag's helmet, to be specific. We now have 4 different Barrows helmets, so that's a plus. Compare the Daroks to Torags. Torags is better. It's worse for ranging and maging, but also has just a whole bunch extra defense. So that's good to have. Finishing up the uncuts, we already have the Diamond, Ruby, Emerald, Sapphire, Opal, Jade, and I don't need the Zenite or Onyx quite yet. I guess we get Dragonstone at some point, but for now, uncut red topaz. Oh boy. Still can't cut these because of the whole crushed gem deal. But what we can do is finish a full set of Barrows gear. Well, not a full set of Barrows gear, a full collection of different pieces of Barrows gear to wear at the same time. We're gonna get ourselves the Varrock plate skirt. So now, instead of running around with a pitiful defense in the just over 100, we're now up to that. That's a lot more. It's not very cohesive, since it's one piece of each set, but my goodness, the stats. Varrock's plate skirt's slightly different stats than the other legs, but the prayer bonus, it's all good. Is an excellent choice. W. We are getting another option for faster farming training. The Willow Sapling. A bit more expensive than Oak, but also a bit more experience. So, there you go. It is now time to decide if we can go do hard mode Chambers of Xeric. Challenge mode deal. We've got Barrows defensive melee gear, and a magic shortbow. That's better. But I don't think we're quite there yet. So, we are going to not. We're going to not be doing that right now. So, nothing starting with X. For Y, we have to press the Y button. And it doesn't exist in the GE. Okay. I'm off to go get something that starts with Y. Over here at the Makeover Mage. I'm going to request one of the cool amulets. 100 coins for the Yin Yang amulet. It's got no stats. Starts with a Y, though. That's what we're here for. Not too many things that start with Y quite yet. Bank placeholder of this. Then we can get on to our final unlock for this round. I'm gonna wear that amulet though. Lastly, and to help us continue our range training, not on Slayer though, still making use of the full void range, I'm gonna get another piece of something that starts with Zamorak. Every time Zamorak. This time, the D-hide boots. Some solid stats on these. We'll replace the yellow boots as our ranged boots of choice. We can't wear them because we don't have 70 range. Well, that's not going to help me get to 70 range, is it? Yeah, it'll be good for once we get 70. And so, I will do so. I got time to finish this episode. Technically, I could end it now, and maybe, no, yeah, if I left everything on, working on it overnight, I could totally get this out in the 1 week time frame. But I kind of want to finish this whole D-hide boots thing and the carols. So 70 range, not during Slayer because we messed that up. But also, we need more money. So I'm going to be like training ranged and alking for basically an entire week. Well, 6 days. 5 or 6 days. Anyways. Probably won't have any clips to show until we get to 70 range. But we're going to go through just so many U longbows, of which I can now no longer purchase 1,000 at a time because we spent all our cash. Technically, I could sell some things back. Like, I mean, I guess we could just sell the black mask back for a while. We would lose a bit of money failing to flip the black mask. That's probably the best bet right now. Also the Jagex helm. Don't need that. Or we just keep it. I can just make more trades. Eh. We've got options. Here's the things we can't have tab. It's pretty large. Anyways. I'm gonna go train ranged and alk U longbows for basically a week. See you then. And what a week it was. Nice and chillaxed. At least once we started doing the alking. Ranged, without an Avis, not ideal. Not ideal. But we're done now. If we could hit any damage with our short bow. 70 ranged. And a total level of 1250. So that's nice. Get those arrows back. So with 70 ranged, we now have access to all the 70 ranged things. There's lots of them. But that's not the only level we're getting right now. We also alked a whole bunch of things. Just so many things, actually. Originally, I was doing yew longbows. But there was a point where the price of yew longbows kind of skyrocketed for a little bit. So they were barely making any profit, if that. So I scoured through the items I have unlocked, trying to find an alternate option. And my goodness, did we find one. Say hello to the real star of the show, the Fire Battle Staff. We unlocked this in the very first round to use as our melee training weapon to 60 attack. That was the thing that happened. And I'm glad it did, because it allowed us to do this. They have a GE average of under 9,000 and ALK for 9,300. So, depending on the price you get these for, you can really get yourself some serious profitability. Compared to you longbows, at least. Pros, 2-3 times as much profit. Cons, they cost a lot more, so it's way more trades to the GE. But overall, I'd say it was worth it. To get 85 magic. We could teleport block things, I guess. I think we have all those runes. Yeah, I'm just gonna go around teleblocking people. So, got nice looking stats here. Base 70s, 85 magic. Prayer could use some work, but I've got some ideas going for that. And the grand total of cash from all this alking. $4 million coins. The Fire Battle Staffs were so expensive, and we started with so little money, that I sold off the Black Mask, the Darrock's Helm, and the Zambi High Boots. Just to speed things up a little bit. Don't really need either of these items back right now. Or the Zambi High Boots, really. We could just keep this cash to buy other things later. And the way I'm going to have to go through unlocking Barrow's items, having some cash available, probably not the worst plan. But we do have the option here to wield the Carol's Coif. That's good. Except for the whole, my range setup with not using Void is this. It's not much. I'm gonna hazard a guess that Void is better than just a Carol's Coif and Yak legs. But, Yeah. 4 million cash. Should be able to get us something accomplished. And that's basically the end here. So what we need to do is get rid of all this stuff. All 914k of it. Gonna be multiple inventories even. My goodness. And these are regular fire staffs. Staff of fire even. I'm just glad that fire battle staff, ended up being what I went with. Because if I went with staff of fire, this would not have been the good alch profit system. So, there's me again. Hello, me. How would you like just, all the things? I bet you could do the whole menu entry swapper to offer all. I don't know. This is usually not something people really do, this whole manual trading. So, probably not on that list. One inventory of random things. Oh, we are running out of bank space on this account. That's not good. Here, have more things to clutter the bank. It's more of a problem of sorting things. I'm sure I'll be fine. All these blood runes. Gonna be getting blood runes soon. Unfortunate that I didn't already have those unlocked. What can you do? You cannot play such a silly account. That's what you can do. But no matter. Now we can look at the final bank value. 11.4 million. And the marks of grace are requiring a placeholder. Not really that much in my bank anymore, really. Buy 2 pieces of graceful. And alch, 4 mil worth of stuff. And you're making some good progress. As you might expect, the next 3 rounds are going to have 1 piece of each barrow set until we get everything unlocked from that. And a whole bunch of other things. All the time. This is probably one of the best looking unlock groups we've had. Of course, it's missing the healer horn, the oil can, and literally anything that starts with Q or X. But overall, solid progress. We started Slayer in a real way, and we'll come back to that when we can effectively kill metal dragons, which is later. We didn't need to start Dragon Slayer, but we did. What are you gonna do? 34 quest points. Got 1250 total level. But there's total level worlds for that. Not that that's a huge deal. Stats are looking good where they're good. We have 3.2 million magic experience out of our 12 million XP. So that's literally a quarter of all of our training has been alching things. But we're working on a different money-making method, so that's fine. Wish I had the Jagex helm here, so I could switch between more of my helmets. Let's just get out. Tanky setup. This will be a good look for the end of the video. And void gloves. Not the best. I do what I can. And the Zammy Kite Shield. Now this is the look of a warrior who knows what they're doing. And who is going to continue to do things. Next time. Looking for wave. Goodbye.